All right, good after or evening, everybody. Welcome to this Q&A live stream. I want to thank you guys for joining this afternoon's, rather this evening's live stream. I'm so used to the whole daylight savings thing, and it's really thrown me off today. And I know the time change and everything, and just the psychological effect from it is it takes some getting used to. Yeah, I really wish that they would just do away with it, honestly, because who is it really benefiting at the end of the day? But that is a topic for another time. So we're going to give people a couple of minutes to join. I usually like to have like a courtesy where I'm going to give people a couple minutes to join. Obviously, there's been a lot in the news. Nordstrom Rack closing. They just announced today that some American freight place that was owned by Sears Auto is expected to shut down, or they took over some Sears leases and now they're shutting down again. There happens to be none near me. For this particular thing, I'm probably going to plug my computer in. So guys, just bear with me. The camera back. Yes, so a lot. Hi, bruh, 4932. Hello, Scott. Hello, Alex. So there's a lot of you on here. Yes, I know. TGI Fridays actually just filed for bankruptcy. Doesn't come as a surprise. They closed the last one that was near me closed earlier this year. So yeah, I think TGI Fridays unfortunately couldn't evolve, and I hate to say it, they got absolutely crushed by Applebee's. Applebee's was able to take the sports bar spin of TGI Fridays with a more modern twist, and TGI Fridays failed to adapt to that. So, um, and I think, I mean, not that Applebee's is any better, but Applebee's in the because Applebee's was tired too in like the 2000s, but in 2008 they really turned it around. Personally, I'm not a big Applebee's guy. I've never been a big Applebee's guy. If I happen to have a gift card, I'll definitely go, but I'm not like big on their food. It's more like sports bar food and like apps. They usually after 10 o'clock, they used to do like half price appetizers. I'm not big on that type of stuff. I like a full sit down meal. I know sometimes, like when I'm on a go, in other words, I don't necessarily have the time to go and sit down at a restaurant just from a standpoint of school and working on stuff for school. So yeah, that definitely takes a bite out of my, and no pun intended there, takes a bite out of my lunchtime. Sometimes I only break like for half an hour for lunch. It's pretty crazy. So yeah, that sums up into that. So Bye Bye Baby closing again. I don't know what the new owners were thinking. I don't know if they were scratching their heads saying, let's see if this works. And something tells me that, unfortunately, I think the same thing is going to happen with Harmon. If Bye Bye Baby couldn't, because remember, Bye Bye Baby went under with Bed Bath & Beyond. They bought it back for a little bit, and then they see that Bed Bath & Beyond ruined the concept, so they're doing it fully online. So the question now is Harmon going to follow in the same footsteps? Are they going to only reopen a small fleet of stores and then close them again? A lot of the Harmons near me became Dollar Trees. At least 3 of them near me became Dollar Trees. So Dollar Trees got those. Dollar Tree got the Dollar Tree store company probably got those leases for next to nothing, because it's small. And Harmon stores were typically small square footage, and it's not like a pharmacy was going to rent it out. I'm sure then they picked it up some Dollar Generals, Family Dollar. Not that Family Dollar is doing good either, but you guys get the point. But yeah, I mean, I think the Harmon concept by Bed Bath & Beyond was pretty popular out of the 3. I knew Bed Bath & Beyond was going down the tubes, and Bye Bye Baby I was surprised about too, because I mean, it's everyone wants a regular baby store. Obviously there's a market for it, but of course, you got the discount retailers like Target and Walmart and really eating up their competition. And, Babies R Us unfortunately suffered the same fate that Bye Bye Baby is now. I mean, not that the Bye Bye Baby comeback was anything big. It was really just them holding on to 11 leases. Let's be real here for a second. So yeah. I don't know. I think, like I said, I think the Harmon concept could have stayed. I think Harmon would have done really well had they had BBBY, known as Bed Bath & Beyond, on the NASDAQ or the New York Stock Exchange. I think Harmon would have been fine personally. It would have beaten the crap out of CVS and Walgreens, but it was too small of a store, and it was really just on the East Coast. So there was a lot of, I guess, problems there logistically, and it just made sense to close them all together. So yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of that. I don't know what's going to happen with Cost Plus World Market. They're supposed to be opening up a store in Paramus, but they're taking way too long with the construction, which something tells me they might be going under as well. They might end up canceling their Paramus location depending on their finances, and obviously the down trickle effect from Bed Bath & Beyond. So that's definitely, yeah. It's really going to be up to how much money they want to pay Eddie Lampert for the Sears stores. I shouldn't even say Kmart at this point, because the only Kmart left is in Miami, and we all know. I think there is a rumor going around about Kmart in 2025. It's pretty discreet, and I really can't give away details, but it's not looking good next year. This is obviously going to happen after the holidays at this point, unless they expedite the closing, which I doubt it for a small little Kmart. But something to happen in 2025. Stay tuned. I know some of the details, but none of them are as accurate yet. And it's still obviously the holidays. So obviously I'm not going to bear with some bad news right now at the moment. So yeah, Lord & Taylor. Lord & Taylor. Let me see. I haven't even talked about Lord & Taylor in almost 3 years. I'm so glad I documented those stores. No regrets with that. I say lordandtaylor.com. No, they just switched ownership again, but that'll here to answer Scott's question here. Let me go ahead and see, present, share screen. Definitely a tab. No, not the entire screen. Yeah, this is what I wanted to share. Okay, let me see here. Right now it's just a basic blank website. I'm glad they bought the signature script back. I think that was definitely a smart move, because Lord & Taylor is not Lord & Taylor without the script. But obviously, I don't know if this is necessarily going to go far. But Sadia Group freaking sold them, so they're now part of Regal Brands Global. Oh boy, marks an exciting new chapter. So another chapter for an already defunct brand. Oh geez, this is gonna go real well. Defunct brand. We will continue to focus on innovative retailer, focusing on unique products. This is like such fluff. This is terrible. I want to know who wrote this. I want to know if this was just somebody on LinkedIn who had absolutely nothing else to do. I mean, at least say something about a store or even if it's like a small store. This is like someone that just wrote this was really upset that the Sadia Group, and let me tell you, the Sadia Group, once again, like their previous owner, ran it right into the ground. There were some unsafe conditions in the distribution center when they were trying to get the product out to the consumer. So I don't necessarily know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, honestly, they should just really let the brand die. That's just my opinion. I mean, and I know that there's some big Lord and Taylor fans. This is all AI, by the way. I don't know if you can tell. This is all AI generated, literally all. So some genius, some young person thought it was, yeah, this is all AI, 100%. This is all AI. This isn't even like real pictures. What like, are we going to try and destroy it? I mean, it's bad enough that Latote, Hudson's Bay, the May Company, and all the other owners of Lord and Taylor. I mean, this was just some person that decided to say that they wanted to revive the brand that their mom and dad shopped at for years and mixed a little AI in. This is terrible. This is awful. Awful. But I'm happy that they're no longer owned of the Sadia Group, but even this, I mean, with the exception of this picture, the rest of them are just AI, which is just, I don't know. I don't really have anything else to say other than that. So, yeah, I'm guessing they're starting. I'm sure they will, especially with the AI images. I have to agree. Hi, Brandon. Let's see here. I don't know. They're supposed to be putting something there, but I'm sure we'll hear soon what it's going to be. Well, it's the owners that F up. It's not necessarily the the store itself. It's the owners that will screw it up. Hi, Cool Cat. Yeah, I heard about that. I saw that earlier today. I don't know about that one. Wow, Pyramid lost control of Palisades Center. Boy, this is news to me. Who owns it now? Yeah, it doesn't say. I don't see anything recent. Although I was at Palisades Center earlier this year. If American Dream is taking a bite out of any mall in the area, it's Palisades Center 100%. That's probably suffering from the American Dream. I hate to say that because I grew up going to Palisades. And not to mention Palisades Center. Let's think about that for a second. Palisades Center by Pyramid in the late 1990s was inspired by the Mall of America. So what's pretty crazy is the fact now that the same developer, 555, that developed the Mall of America in Minneapolis, Minnesota, is now basically the main cause of the downfall of Palisades Center. Because you would go to Palisades Center for fun, entertainment. There was a bunch of entertainment stores. There was food, restaurants, and shops. And a lot of that's now an American Dream. So honestly, if any mall has gotten affected by American Dream, hands down, it was the Palisades Center. And I'm not saying Palisades Center is going away tomorrow, but Palisades Center took the biggest, and I mean the biggest bite or the biggest blow from American Dream. Because Paramus Park still has its reasons for obvious reasons. The Westchester does just fine. Nanuet is, I don't really know what to say about that mall, but we'll leave it as for now. And obviously Westville Garden State, there's still, there's money in Paramus and all those northern towns of Bergen County. Bergen Town Center, you still need for outlet stores. Not everybody can afford the full price stores. And then you got the Shops Riverside in Hackensack, which has basically a lot of them, probably the mall with the most upscale restaurants within northern New Jersey. So every mall in that 17 and 4 corridor definitely has its purpose. But aside from that, Palisade Center was depressing. At least when I walked through it, I was there back in January earlier this year. I had to be in the area for some stupid reason. But yeah, it was pretty sad to walk through there. And I probably should have eaten at the TGI Fridays. That's something I regret because now I have to go all the way to West Orange to eat at one. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. Oh wait, no, they did close. Okay, never mind. Hey, Chris, the build. Yeah, Burlington again got Bed Bath and Beyond leases for next to nothing. They picked up my Bed Bath and Beyond actually on Route 3 in Clifton that I did a tour of last year when they were going out. So they got that lease for next to nothing. And Burlington too has a lot of money, hence, and that's why too I know that Burlington has a lot of money. So not only they were able to acquire that, but they were able to pay Urban Edge Properties a sick amount of money for them to lift the ceiling up, put in escalators and elevators to lead them from the mall to the Burlington store, and then also their entrance too. Yeah, Burlington has a sick amount of money. They might not sell great stuff in their store, but Burlington has a lot of capital to work with, and they'll make it work anywhere. That's why Burlington for many years pushed for a second store in Paramus. And obviously, taking over the former Chapel on the Mall was like their best way to get into probably one of the most profitable outlet centers in the New York City metropolitan area. So they definitely pushed for that, and they pushed hard for that, and they succeeded in the end. I'm sure there was many other retailers, but Burlington got that spot for next to nothing. Half of it was Chapel on the Mall, and then the other half was the old Saks Fifth Avenue off Fifth, which used to have a second floor back in the day. I mean, it's obviously one floor now, but if any of you old timers, yeah, they're not going to reopen their stores. Yeah, I saw that Christmas spirits. I'm not surprised about that. They probably want to try and yeah, I think Spirit Halloween owned by Party City. Spencer's. Oh, they're owned by Spencer's. I guess Spencer's is trying for the Christmas market. I'm not surprised. Yeah, and the Mills at Jersey Gardens is, I would say the Mills at Jersey Gardens is probably the most successful outlet center in the state. Bergen Town Center being number 2. Because the Mills at Jersey Gardens altogether is just a great location. Right off the turnpike, near an international airport. You got IKEA over there. You got hotels. So the Mills at Jersey Gardens itself is just a phenomenal mall. I mean, that was Simon acquiring that was probably the best thing for that mall because it was owned by Giltsman Realty Trust, and I call it the infamous New Jersey swap. Simon got that, and then Giltsman Realty Trust in exchange got Brunswick Square. They don't own it anymore, but back in 2015, that was kind of the big thing that Simon ended up dumping Brunswick Square in favor of the Mills at Jersey Gardens. Because, I mean, think about it. You were leaving a crappy mall in the middle of the state in Middlesex County. I mean, you were still going to have Menlo Park, so Simon wasn't losing much with giving up Brunswick Square. But you were now about to have the number 1 outlet center in the state of New Jersey. I would say that's a pretty good trade-off in my opinion. I don't necessarily think you need one, but it depends what you would want. Hello, how are you? Oh boy, continue. Oh, here we go again. Brands colliding with brands. Ugh. That in itself is messy. You know what? That reminds me of the and there was way too much hype around it. The Wendy's and SpongeBob Krabby Patty collab. I mean, you want to take something that was great. I mean, there was a lot of hype around this. Yeah, people can actually go get a Krabby Patty. And then it's Dave's single, and I don't eat meat, by the way, with some sauce on it and no sesame seeds. Now, if Burger King had that deal, they would have done a much better job, and they would have had a SpongeBob toy guarantee. I can't believe they went there, but Wendy's had the cash and the capital, and they weren't going to say, and Nickelodeon wasn't going to say no to money. It's a shame, but money talks these days. I think Burger. I'm getting my words mixed up tonight. I think Burger. Let's try this one more time. I think that Burger King could have done a better job with the SpongeBob collab. That's just my opinion. Yeah, I think Dave & Buster's is supposed to be going on the upper level. Did Palisade Center rebrand? Let's see. Oh, yeah, you're right. Interesting. That's kind of sad, though. Pyramid failed to, you know. Wow, they don't even have a map. What a shame, though. I think Palisades had a lot of potential if it ever goes under. Good evening, Fox Tech. Okay, that's good. At least they're getting a mall there. I mean, at least they're getting the Dave & Buster's there. That'll be nice for the mall. Hello, Karam. How are you? Oh, that's right. I went over that already. Yeah, but nothing. Nothing yet. Yeah, but that's just a relocation. I've seen that. Maybe. Yeah, Broadway Commons is done, and Sunrise is basically done. So happy I went there in 2017. Yeah, and they have an Aldi there, a Lildian near an Aldi. Ugh, great. More of those foods. More of those places. Exactly what we need in Hackensack. It's just a smaller concept Macy's. Basically, it was Macy's acquiring a Bed Bath and Beyond lease for next to nothing. Yeah, I heard about that too. He is doing fine. I don't think Palisade Center ever had a Century 21. I think a lot of Macy's people in the stores don't necessarily care about, well, I mean, some of them do, some of them don't. A lot of them have to sign NDAs, which is, in other words, a non-disclosure agreement. And there was someone that actually went out there. I guess they really hated their Macy's job, and they said, "Yeah, the store's closing." And guess what? Macy's Inc. said, "You're fired, and you can't use this as a reference." I mean, obviously they don't care because they're like, you know what, I'm going elsewhere. But that's awful too. I mean, you're working so hard at Macy's and then you leak your store's closing. The next thing you know, you're out of a job because I mean, the person screws it up for themselves. I mean, obviously, you can't say that the obvious isn't going to happen, but I don't know. I think people should really caution about what types of words they put. And sometimes when you put stuff on social media and then you reach out to the news, it becomes a disaster. It becomes a disastrous meeting with human resources. And that's not fun with human resources. Definitely. Burlington is not dying. That is for sure. I personally don't like Burlington. Like I said, I have never, ever, ever been able to find anything at Burlington. And anytime I've gone into a Burlington, I've been to multiple Burlingtons. The stores are a mess. Things are all over the place. I feel so bad for the people working in there. Obviously not at the all corporate offices, but yeah, I mean, you're working in the store, feel bad. It must really suck at the end. And those stores are open for like 12 hours. I mean, like 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Like that's tough. Even on a Sunday, that's tough because that store is open for 12 out of the 24 hours of the day. And I'm sure, I have no doubt that they have night crews in those stores. So that's got to suck altogether. Yes, and the House of Sport will be there, and that means the Dick's Sporting Goods right now and the old Galen's from the 2000s will close, or they'll make that like a they'll make it like what's the one I'm looking for? Oh, Dick's Warehouse sale. Is Burlington open? Yes. Okay, that's good. Yep, I know in Puerto Rico. No, Macy's isn't closing there. Well, not Palisades. That's good. Oh yeah, that's right, because Primark is on the upper level. See, that's how long I haven't been to Freehold Raceway in about 4 years. Yeah, At Home's been closing stores. Voting. Well, I'm going to keep it sweet and short. And I'm going to keep it right to the point here. I'm not going to go to any further details. I encourage anyone to vote. That's all I'm going to say. If you early voted, great. Congratulations. If you didn't vote, please vote tomorrow. Just vote. That's I'm only going to leave it at that because there's way too much controversy and this isn't the place for that. But I do encourage my viewers and anybody watching this stream, you should, if you are 18 or older, I encourage you to, if you haven't already voted, definitely vote tomorrow. No, there was not. The Kmart was never at Sunrise Mall in Massapequa. Yeah, an athletic club and a gym and a retail store. Yeah, I guess that's a pretty good way to use the Sears. Sbarro. I haven't been to Sbarro in a long time. They closed the one at Primus Park many years ago. Yeah, I heard about that. I saw the New York State warrant notice for that. I think that's quite possible. I want to see how more the Kmart one does, but you guys really like that information, so I may have to do one on Sears. Which is interesting. I don't think so. I don't see Brookfield giving up on Paramus Park. Plus, I think they want a Bergen County presence, and that's the best Brookfield is going to get right now. So for Brookfield to give up Paramus Park would be kind of dumb. Now, could something happen with Macy's down the road? Yes, I believe so. And I firmly believe that Macy's in Paramus Park will close before Macy's at Garden State closes. But I don't see, no, I don't necessarily see Brookfield giving up Paramus Park. Paramus Park still has a reason. I mean, it's definitely a shadow of Westfield Garden State Plaza, that's for sure. But Paramus Park itself still has a purpose. The mall still has a purpose, and it has a meaning in the Paramus area. And there's enough people where nothing's going to happen with Paramus Park, at least not yet. I don't see anything bad happening with Paramus Park, at least not yet. Now, something were to happen with Macy's, I think we might be having a different conversation, but I just don't see them giving up Paramus Park just yet. I was shocked that they gave up Woodbridge Center because that is a decent mall. And even Bridgewater, I was shocked. Not only was I shocked about them giving up Woodbridge, I was shocked about them giving up Bridgewater because Bridgewater is still a very good mall. I mean, obviously aside from the Lord and Taylor closing, that's still a decent mall. You got the Village, you got the Apple Store, you got a Macy's, you got one of only 4 Bloomingdale's full-line department stores in the state of New Jersey. Yeah, so I think that was a pretty dumb one for Brookfield to give up. And Woodbridge, too. There's 2 Burlingtons in Paramus. There's a Burlington on Route 17, which was like their 6th store. And yes, I know which one you're talking about. That's the one near Fashion Center. And then there's another Burlington near Bergen Town Center. Yeah, but there's not going to be an elevator, I don't think. Yes, I heard about Dwayne Reed and Walgreens. I actually don't know. Yes, I heard about that. Yeah, they have the whole Sesame Street thing. So that's good. At least another IP for American Dream to represent and another way to get kids and adults to go to the mall. Yeah, I heard about that. Yes, I know about the legal battle. Yeah, it was on the NorthJersey.com. France Funko. Oh man, yeah, because they want to redevelop it, but the problem is it's a historical building, so nothing's going to happen with it anytime soon. Yeah, I definitely know which one you're talking about. It's definitely the Route 17 store. Yeah, that one is way too big for what it is. I agree with you. That is an oversized Burlington for no reason at all. I remember being in there. Oh gosh, it was maybe like 10 years ago. I do remember the store being. It was very big for what it was. It was almost. It felt like 75,000 square feet of retail space. Yeah, but Wendy's stores that haven't renovated. Oh no, I wasn't shocked about that either. Monmouth Mall unfortunately suffered from the downfall because of Freehold Raceway being built in the 90s. Had Freehold not been built, I think Monmouth Mall would have been in a much better position strategically, but that wasn't the case. I still find it interesting that Nordstrom would pull out of there. I don't really think there was anything wrong with that Nordstrom, but maybe it wasn't a good enough performing store, and maybe it was too close to Menlo Park. So yeah, they declared bankruptcy on Saturday. Yeah, I know about that one. The Bloomingdale's Bloomies at the Grove at Shrewsbury, which is nice. Definitely gives Macy's a huge commitment to Monmouth County, which is nice. So yeah, I'm not surprised about that. Chuck E. Cheese. Oh man, I haven't been there in maybe 12 years. I guess they're relocating or they want to expand their presence of Nordstrom Rack, which is interesting, I guess. There's a lot of you on here. It's good. I guess I finally got through all the questions, I guess. Sometimes I don't, but opinion on the Cheesecake Factory. Yes, I've been to the Cheesecake Factory. It's not bad. It's hit or miss. Depends on the type of service and the night you get there. It's again, it's not bad food. I don't frequent there as much. It's pricey. I mean, they have a real and Simon did a really nice job on the new one at the Shops Riverside. We had a like 2003 one where the Barnes and Noble was, but then the Barnes and Noble relocated next to the Cheesecake Factory. So yeah, they definitely. I think the parking situation for the new one's definitely better than the older one. That I will say. So J.C. Penney, I don't know. I know they just closed a bunch of opticals, so I don't necessarily know what the future of that brand is going to be. So we'll see. Yes, I heard they're actually. I was in the Old Navy this summer where they're going to be going. They must have bought out the Old Navy owners for a lot of money to get out of that store. Crazy though. It's crazy what money can do. But yes, I've been inside that store. It's interesting. It's a shame. That was a nice Old Navy, and I liked the elevators in there. Primark will probably keep them, or they might modernize them. Who knows? I'm glad I went there. No regrets. Excuse me. So, oh, I agree. The cheesecake is definitely worth it at the end. You don't go anywhere else to have cheesecake than the Cheesecake Factory. I 100% agree with that. I don't go. I maybe go once or twice a year. I don't frequent there as much. Just no need really. So, but their cheesecakes are definitely good. That's for sure. I don't know why there'd be plans to expand the Macy's at Staten Island Mall. That's a little surprising. Oh, okay. So Nordstrom Rack out the Bed Bath and Beyond store for next to nothing. It depends. If Toys R Us isn't out in the contract, they might just withdraw the brands and IPs. If Babies R Us does more successful in Kohl's, hang on one second, guys. apologize. I just had to respond to that message. Okay, so yeah, Toys R Us. Getting back to Toys R Us. If Babies R Us does more successful in Kohl's, say goodbye to the Toys R Us IP inside of Macy's. That's just because think about it. Let's say Kohl's has the exclusive rights to the Babies R Us brand. They put Babies, and then they want but they don't have the Toys R Us IP because Macy's has the Toys R Us rights. So it's a little tough, but if Macy's loses the Toys R Us rights to Kohl's, it wouldn't surprise me. Macy's at Livingston has faced many theft issues recently. Well, that I guess is just adding on to more of the reason why it will close right after the holidays. So, yeah, and unfortunately, Livingston is now really depressing to walk through. Like when I went, and I went 4 years ago, right? Like right before the shutdown, right before the shutdown and everything with COVID. It was not bad. I mean, obviously, Sears closing didn't help. I'm glad I went. No regrets. But yeah, I'm not surprised. Yeah, no closures at the moment. Toys R Us. Interesting. Well, Toys R Us also has a 2-level store at American Dream, which is still there to this day. Yep, the companies want to get more foot traffic, but you got to think of it from a business standpoint. You have the two RS brands inside the Kohl's store. You could put them right next to each other. Babies R Us and Toys R Us. Think about it; they'd be together again. Because obviously, Macy's doesn't have the Babies R Us rights. Kohl's has the Babies R Us rights. So, let's say if Toys R Us is looking to get out of the contract, and then they would try and do that. So, but anyways. Boscov's isn't bad. Regarding, I don't necessarily think inflation would affect department stores. I'm sure people might spend less, but it's not going to really affect a department store. People are still going to shop on Black Friday. That's not going anywhere. I don't think inflation would be a factor there. Yeah, GNC is not that great. I've never benefited from them, so Boscov's isn't bad. It's family owned. It's not the Eddie Lampert way of retail. Hang on one second here, guys. Just wanted to see that real quick. Yeah, I know. You're the second person to say that. I heard about the Old Navy closing in Herald Square already. Yes, the first 55 will get announced right after the holidays. Yeah, but then they canceled the plans to open there, and now they want to be right across the street from Macy's, which makes sense. More foot traffic. Oh, Teterboro, hands down, is Walmart's precious store. Walmart corporate even calls the Teterboro store, which happens to be the closest one. They're Walmart Teterboro Landing is their biggest flagship. It's like the best one in sales. North Bergen isn't bad, but North Bergen has less money compared to the Teterboro store. And the Teterboro Landing store has a lot more fast casual tenants, and it has a Costco. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's the Walmart in North Bergen, but what else is there really anchoring? Yeah, there's Applebee's and stuff, but it's not as strong as the one in Teterboro. The Teterboro one is so strong. It's incredible how that one does. I avoid that parking lot like the plague, though. It's awful. Anytime I can avoid going down there, I just avoid it altogether. It's that bad. Yes, Dick's is going on the upper level, and Primark is going on the lower level. Yep, 26 and then 27. That's correct. Yep, both got demolished. I've seen it on Monmouth Mall Memories in the Facebook group. Oh boy, more Netflix. Boy, Netflix really just has money to burn these days. And you know what's crazy? A lot of people don't realize, and this is for a lot of you old timers. What's crazy to think about Netflix? Well, two things. One, the fact that they were a DVD service in the 1990s, which if you talk to anybody that was born after that time, you think, "Wow, you're crazy." They really used to send DVDs to your mail to you, and they would send it to you, and I mean, Netflix overtook Blockbuster. Remember, there was a deal in the 2000s where Netflix would have bought Blockbuster, and yeah, that didn't end well for them. I mean, there's still the one in Bend, Oregon, but it's something I would love to see at least once, just to say that hey, I was at the last Blockbuster on the planet Earth because there's not any other Blockbuster in the other planets in the solar system. So yeah, no, I definitely would like to get there someday. That's on my bucket list. Plenty of places to see and visit, and plenty of places to go and see and do stuff. So, but I would definitely go to Bend, Oregon. I think it'd be worth it. You smell that oldness of the Blockbuster store. You get to see all the videos and the VHSs. Not VHSs at this point. It'd just be DVDs. But even that, just the nostalgia. I mean, it's a Blockbuster. I mean, where else on the planet of Earth are you going to find that except Bend, Oregon? Just out of all places, I wish it was on the East Coast because I would drive like tomorrow, but yeah, I'd have to fly from the East Coast to the West Coast. But it's definitely something I want to see for sure. Boscovsville, Macy's is 50-50. But getting back to Netflix, yeah, Netflix just has money to burn because they're doing all kinds of experiences. So yeah, again, Netflix is but Netflix now has other different streams of revenue. They have a streaming service, they have what else does Netflix have? And studio and series. They have their own series now. So now not only are they putting out different movies that aren't made by them, they now have their own movie studios. They're producing their own series. They're doing all these collaborations, and that's why Netflix is doing really well for themselves. Yes, I've been to the Walmart in Garfield. It's okay, but it doesn't come close to the size and scope of Teterboro. Yes, Italy is also coming to Short Hills. Spencer's closing in Woodbridge. That's an interesting one. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I think Blockbuster probably should have bought Netflix. I think Blockbuster would have been in a much different position than they are today with the one store in Bend, Oregon. No, they have not renovated their stores. No, but I still want to go to the last store. That'll be interesting. Menlo Park Mall, new arcade. Oh, okay. Nice. Okay. Very nice. All right. So we'll keep going for a bit here. Probably going to. Um, yeah, that's why. Yeah, but I'm sure. Oh, that Blockbuster will stay open. You know what? If it does end up closing, I may just have to. I may just have to fly out there. I know it's crazy, and it would be insane to fly all the way out there, but I would like to see it because when would you ever really get to see a Blockbuster again? You know. So, what the heck are these noises in the house? Maybe it's the wind. Because it's nice and quiet and there's nobody else here. It could be the wind. Could be the wind. So. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if they ever fix the scenic one. I hope they fix it. Well, they'll lose. Target has money and lawyers. So, oh well. That's a losing battle for the town. And you know what? That's good. That's all going to be at the taxpayers' expense. So the town's just basically going to screw people out of taxes. Whatever. That's Bridgehampton, New York's problem, not my problem. So yeah, Livingston Mall's in a lot of trouble, and it might end up closing soon. So I don't blame you for that. But they really should fix the scenic elevator. I agree. Every time I've gone there, they just the thing doesn't work. So I haven't even gone back there. So yes, yes, it closed already. Yeah, Chili's really innovated again, so that's good. So, anyways, so I think, yeah, I know it's a shame. It definitely is, but another BJ's Wholesale Club? Shoot, how many more of them do we need? But, anyways, oh, I'm sick of them too. Too many, too many. Let's have some like nice commercials. Let's have some nice commercials. Not, yeah, we really don't need another BJ's. That's just unnecessary at this point. Lildy and Oldie. I think they're the same at the end of the day, honestly. If they have one near me, yes. If not, no. Yep. I'm so happy that it's all. I'm so happy that those ads will be off the TV tomorrow. Thank God, because I'm so sick of them. So, but anyways, um, so which is like silly. They should just really do something with that Nordstrom's and stop putting in temporary tenants. So, but anyways, so I'm pretty tired. Probably gonna wrap it up in the next few minutes or so. I will probably go for another 10 because I've been doing this almost for almost an hour now. And I think we've basically answered a lot of you all's questions. Actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna call it quits now. Thank you guys for watching, and that's gonna be it. Take care, everybody.